Which Magnificent 7 stock tickers do you actively trade? When I asked our HEMA Ready tribe this question recently, now we're ready for our third pick, which has a tie between Apple and Nvidia. I'm going to go alphabetical order and get to Apple. Here on the monthly chart of Apple, every candlestick is representing an entire month of price action, and I have my favorite momentum indicator, the RSI power zones, down below. Looking at the price action, the current month of May 2024, which is not complete, and remember, to trade a candlestick, you gotta let it finish before you interpret it. I get more into my twists on candlesticks in my Gann Candlesticks trading system. With where it currently is, so we're 10 days into the month, there has been an approach to important resistance at 187.45. And intra-month, we are backing off, having come just 45 cents away and pulling back. What this tells me on the monthly time frame here is that maybe this whole sideways range that's been in place since July of 2023 is still kind of in control here in Apple. And down below, the support that's really keeping all of that intact is back at this level 164.31, which was tested briefly in April. Okay. So now I've changed to a weekly time frame chart, every candlestick representing an entire week of price action. And last week, fueled by the results after earnings, there was this big weekly bar higher. When we look at it in the daily chart, you will see there was a gap in there. Notice on the RSI power zones, there is a recovery higher, but it's still basically in neutral zone, in between the bear resistance and the bull support. And there's not a whole lot more to discuss on the weekly chart, except for the presence of a forecast. Now, a forecast is a projection of not only price getting to a certain level, but including a time by when it might happen. The forecasted price level, I'm going to put a purple line to represent that, is 198.03. And that is a level that it looks like we might trade higher into over the course of the next several weeks. So it's up here, and it looks like this may finish out by the week ending June 7th. So again, this is a forecast, a meeting of time and price. It is not a guarantee that the market will get there, but there is a science behind it that I teach in the loss forecasting trading system. Okay, let's take this weekly chart and now go daily. All right, daily chart of Apple, that forecast becomes more precise to the actual date of June 6th, which is a Thursday. So I am putting out a forecast here for Apple to trade into 198.03 by June 6th. I do not have a crystal ball. The techniques I teach do not work 100% of the time. So please don't just go making a trade now based on that information. You have to incorporate the fact that market direction and activity may change the course of how the forecast unfolds. And I teach how to navigate those changes in the loss forecasting trading system. Coming back to where we are now with the gap that happened after earnings release, let's see. We had a pullback for one day and have been attempting to recover higher. So far here on this Friday, May 10th, we are weak and looks like it might just kind of be hanging out for another day or two. What are the support levels to watch to see if Apple might be actually turning back lower as opposed to heading up towards that forecast? Let me show you. Here are those support levels: 180.42, 178.14, and then 173.42. These three support levels come from the action after the earnings release, and also consider the rising window, which is a candlestick pattern, but then my nano twists on that pattern, which I teach in my Gann Candlestick system. So here is a roadmap for you of some key levels to monitor Apple. There are more along the way, but these were pulled first from the higher time frames, so those we give a little bit more weight to, physically and in analysis. And given that the RSI power zones is currently kind of just hanging out at the top end of the bear resistance power zone, it's in a wait and see mode. What I would want to see is either a clear breakout above 187.45 to send us on a pathway into the forecast of 198.03 by June 6th. If that doesn't happen, or if bulls retest this 187.45 area but aren't able to push above it, then I'd watch out for that move below 180.42. And if there's continuance below 178.14, then I think it's more likely we revisit the lower end of this longer term range before revisiting the higher end. So hope that was helpful to you. If you're finding this breakdown of Magnificent Seven stocks of value, please hit the like button, comment down below, even more helpful to me to know exactly what you're pulling from here, and I'll catch you next time.